Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Recommend. Today we're going to be talking about the most talked about documentary today, Fyre Festival. Ignore Dorian's hat. I told him it was rude to wear it because he's having a bad hair there. Let's start this video. Right, Dorian, have you seen the documentary?
I have indeed.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was a very, very entertaining hour-and-a-half documentary.
Was it an hour and a half?
It was about an hour and a half.
Well shot as well. I love the way it was shot. It looked so sleek.
It was really, really good.
What shocked me was there was a lot, and when I say a lot, of footage within this whole
They weren't holding
thing.
back.
So let's give you the premises of what Fyre Festival documentary is about. So basically it's this guy, Billy McFarland, who with Ja Rule set up this company called Fyre, and the whole idea is that they wanted to do a festival, and turns out there wasn't actually a festival to go to. So there's this whole fraud thing going on, and the people buying into it and whatnot, and the end result was just there was just nothing there. So he went to prison, basically. That is it.
You said he went to prison.
He went to prison.
There was more to it than that.
But they promised like villas to these kids and these VIP guests. And when I say like these like little tent villas, they are expensive, man. They were
they weren't cheap.
They weren't cheap. We're looking at grands.
Because I believe it was like $4,000 for a ticket.
Yeah, something
like
that.
$4,000 for a ticket, and it's just.
I mean, to stay in the yacht alone was like what, 250, 125
something
grand?
silly like that. Something really silly.
That's just for a night. But these are like the rich kids sort of thing. But what made me laugh was they said they bought an island, and it was Pablo Escobar's island. Went down the D-Lo.
We're not even allowed to say that.
We're not even allowed to say that.
Yeah.
But that was one of the deals. They were not meant to.
Not meant to say it.
Yeah. What did they do?
They go and say it.
Paraded it, saying it was.
But that was the cause of why they couldn't host a festival on that island afterwards. It's because they were told not to say it, and they've gone and said it, kicked them off, and they had to find a new location.
I think everything that could have went wrong for a festival went wrong.
Yeah.
The tents that they said they were going to provide to people, they were literally tents that were left over from Hurricane Michael.
Yeah.
So they were like little tent pods. It was just ridiculous.
Great, absolutely crazy.
And then they ended up in, where did they end up? What island?
They were kicked off the island of Pablo Escobar, which they shouldn't have said, which we shouldn't have said, to then be moved to the Bahamian island of Great Exuma, wasn't it? Which was a very small but lovely island with some lovely people that lived on the island and worked there, obviously, which they took advantage of as well, didn't they?
What, of the people?
Yes.
Yeah, they got loads of workers in, and I remember one part on the app, they were just like, we need more workers, we need more workers.
So every day,
so like there was like
new workers coming in.
Loads of workers, man. But I don't think they originally, when they moved islands, I don't think they told people that they moved islands.
No, they were. I think they made it believe like they were coming to this island. This is their first choice. This is what we're going to do for you guys. This is what you're going to do for us. So it was kind of like a lie being told to them. I
think it was such an interesting documentary. Like I've never been so engaged into a documentary before. Like I had it on in the background whilst I was just laying there in bed, just flicking through my phone, and it just started playing. And then I can hear some stuff, and I'm like, what's going on, man? Put down my phone like that, and I'm just like, this is legit really interesting.
It is really good.
It gets proper in depth, and
shot really good.
It's shot really well. And then, like I said, there was just so much footage, like real life footage that was shot. I have no idea how or why they shot so much footage. If anything, all of that footage went against them.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically. If we're going to go out with a bang, we're going to show you all the negative parts of this festival. It doesn't matter. That's basically what Billy was saying.
Yeah.
It's like, just keep filming. I'm thinking like, you've got such a great thing here that you can make into something really, really good. Not just for himself, but for the people, obviously. Because he wanted it to be as big as Coachella, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, it had potential. It had massive potential, but he wants to do it in a little frame of time and just wasn't prepared. And the people there that was working with him, they knew it as well. Do you know what I mean?
He took a lot of money from people as well.
Yeah. There was this one guy that was there who was talking about him. He was talking some rubbish about Billy. But you were still going on with it. If you know something's not right,
But then they have the intention that they were going to get paid and stuff like that. So,
mate,
that's what I would have thought.
It's all about being true to yourself.
You know what hit me there? The poor lady.
Yeah.
Okay, the poor lady, man. Bless her heart, man. Yeah. She went into her own savings. So Marianne Roll was the lady that was going to do the catering for the Fyre Festival in terms of like sorting out food for all the guests, sorting out food for all the employees there as well. So it was quite a big deal for her because she just comes from a small line and she's got all of this business. She dwelled into her own finances to sort it out because obviously she was getting no money from Billy McFarland and their side. And shortly after that documentary, everyone kind of felt the same pain, right? Yeah. So they set up a GoFund page for her to help pay her back and her workers. Yeah. So she kept true to her word and paid her workers. In fact, her GoFund page was estimated to hit, the target was $120,000 around that mark. Yeah. She made well over 200. So
which is brilliant. So
that's good, man. As I mentioned earlier, they had tents from Hurricane Michael, which hit, and they left out these pods. So one of their jobs was to get mattresses. Mate, that was an absolute nightmare for them as well. It was disaster, and what made it worse was that when they got all of the equipment that they needed in terms of putting it into these cheap budget tents that they didn't promise, because they were meant to be of high quality. Yeah. I think to top like the cherry on the icing, it just fucking rained. Yeah. It just rained. It poured down, and it just destroyed all those tents because, you know, they've been there for a bit. They're not designed to like withstand that, and then all the mattresses that they had were wet. So by the time
it just wasn't what they were sold, isn't it? Like they said, this is going to be your room. This is how it looks, and when you get there, it looks like a flipping igloo. Igloo with 2 little mattresses in it. Can't really hold any rain out of it, so it's terrible. They were lied to.
I think people were tweeting as well, like, what was that? Just to get more info, and then they just didn't. I think Fyre Festival people just didn't respond because I don't think they had any info or insight of what was going on for them to respond to.
Well, they didn't want them to pull out, so they didn't want to really give them too much of an answer back.
Spend and say, money.
You know,
but we're talking about kids. We're talking about kids that flew out there.
Yeah. Well, guess what? What type of kids was it?
Rich kids.
It was rich kids. So then again, you know.
It was just mental because they even gave them.
It's still bad.
They gave them wristbands that you had to preload up.
Yeah.
And I remember, if I remember correctly, they were loading that up. Like some kids putting $8,000 on there, some putting $100,000 on there.
Crazy amount of money being wasted on absolutely nothing.
And like the lineup, like for music, I think Blink 182 were mentioned, and then they just emailed or called in and said, doesn't look like they're going to have this stuff that Blink 182 needed. So they pulled out.
They pulled out themselves. They even tweeted as well.
They just said, we ain't going, it's not going to be up to par.
Yeah.
So God knows what. I don't think anyone else responded because that's one of the things Billy did. He lied to investors in the US saying that they got Drake lined up, they got artists lined up that he didn't really have lined up.
Yeah, they did a massive advertisement. I thought it was really clever. Really clever, you know, they had a group of models, you know, Instagram models and whatnot, doing the orange.
Oh, the orange tile, yeah.
So like they did that. Yeah, so they got Kendall Jenner.
That's it. They got there to put the little orange tile to big it up a little bit.
It's amazing as well, guys, because Kendall Jenner got paid $250,000 just to put an orange tile up. Once she started doing that, then other people started doing it as well. Well,
but
other influencers as well.
They got in trouble as well.
Who's that?
The models got in trouble as well because it was like that because they didn't really know what it entailed as well. So because no one fed back to them.
But then again, can you really blame them though?
No, it's not their fault because they weren't told what was going on or how it was being sold and whatnot. But they did get in trouble because they were kind of selling this. It's misleading people, isn't it? Like you're saying, oh, look what we can. Look at what we're doing. You can be doing this.
Seeing, if I saw the ad, I would just think it's just an ad. I don't assume that they're going to be there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Unless it says these models are going to be here, then I'm expecting to see them. But
I think it's not to like say like they're going to be there. What I think it was to show is just to say, look how cool this gaff is. Like we're here. Yeah. Because that's their job in it. In that sense, that we're here.
It's just that to sell
good.
The dream, isn't it?
Sell the dream that no one got. But that's what one of the employees said in the documentary. They said that when they done that shoot for that ad, that was the only party bit. That felt like a party.
Yeah.
He said the Fyre Festival happened, but only happened for 60 people when they done that ad.
Yeah.
So there was that, and I thought everyone else got mugged off.
Crazy, man.
When the kids came over as well, they were shocked because they weren't told what was going on. Their transfer bus just started driving and they didn't know where they were going or anything like that. So that must have been scary on its own. And when they did, they just saw an empty field.
See, this is why it's always good if you go away on a holiday, anywhere, any sort of thing that you're planning to do, make sure you always have money, just backup money to get yourself back just in case things go not go to plan.
And do your research, man. Yeah, do intense research.
Well, in their case, if that was me and things didn't start adding up, I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna pull out of this.
Yeah, but it's the money that they sunk into it already.
So they were just like, I've invested $4,000 or $8,000 or however much, so I've got to go and see what it's all about, innit?
I mean, to the point where people were fighting for mattresses.
It's crazy,
because some of them were wet, some of them weren't. Oh, another thing, their luggage.
Yeah, I know.
Their luggage wasn't even like numbered or named. They were just in a lorry and they're just thrown out.
It's up in a crate, isn't it?
Yeah, just thrown out. And everyone had to like find their own luggage. Like, where's Wally? How could we forget about the pilot as well? Bless him.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't just a pilot for them, was he?
No.
He was bringing them from island to island, back and forth. He was also part of their team. He helped out. I remember them having blueprints out. He's trying to sort out how the guests will be, where the toilet should be, and all that. And I think in the end, he just gave up, and I think they got rid of him because of that.
Yeah, they told him
because he said it's not feasible, and they got rid of him because of that. Did you just drink anything? What was you drinking?
Just some water.
Speaking of water,
will you suck dick to fix this water problem?
Speaking of water, my boy Andy King.
God.
Hold it down, brother.
Andy King is an absolute legend. I can't believe he said that.
That's a ride or die, brother, right there.
I can't believe he said that.
Let me give you a little insight. So basically, because this whole Fyre Festival was all going to shit, and plus you're getting water from one country to another country, like Evian, for example. It has to go through customs and whatnot. And because they're notorious for not paying people on time or not paying them at all, the people at the docks were just not going to release the water. They said you have to pay them, otherwise you're not going to get the water to give out. So Billy McFarland called up Andy King, who is in on the project as well, a very big part of the project as well. And for anyone that doesn't know, he's a gay guy. And he called him up, and I mean, I was sitting there watching this documentary and did not expect this. So he said, can you go over to the guy at the docks or wherever they're holding this water and claim back water via naughty means?
Oral sex.
Yes.
Oral sex.
To my surprise, replied with he was, in all of his professional years, was actually considering it, because that's how much he wanted the Fyre Festival to work.
But it's crazy though, because it wasn't going well anyway.
But because
so you doing this, well, technically he shouldn't have to do it. He shouldn't even think about doing it. But you doing this is not going to change the outcome of how well the festival is going to be. The festival is going to be crap anyway. Do you know what I mean? But the fact that he was going to do it for Billy, boy.
The fact that what shocked me is he just had no empathy or anything. He just called him up and said, yeah, can you do it?
It's crazy.
Like, can you do it?
No respect.
Which is no respect. It's amazing. Like, it's just mental. It's like, that's how much and how desperate they were to get this going right.
Yeah.
But when he did finally go down to the guy that was holding the water, the only request that they asked of Andy was, when they get paid, they want them to get paid first. And I think that owes him like $125,000 to get to release the water. So he said once you get paid, he wants to be the first person to get paid.
Let's talk about Ja Rule as well. Ja Rule,
I think he got off scot-free, bruv.
Do you know what? He literally got away with murder.
Yep. Well, not
literally murder, but he got away with murder. You know what I mean? Like he was part of it. He was Billy's business partner.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You know what made me laugh?
Absolutely nothing. When
it was going all wrong, right? And then when that phone conference, and it was like, oh, but nobody died. right? And I was like, okay, that's normally a good thing anyway.
That's a good thing.
Right? And he turns around and what did he say over the phone? He said something like, oh, if anything, we just false advertising.
Yeah.
I'm like, Ja Rule.
That's fraud.
It's still illegal, mate.
That's fraud, mate.
It's still illegal, Ja Rule.
Ja Rule, if you're watching,
Do it right, mate.
that's fraud.
Fraud.
Yeah?
Then he opened his own company
Oh, yes, he
called
did.
iCON. It's in the name. He
Yeah.
cons people. It's in his name.
Yeah.
I can't believe he got away with it.
He's a lucky bugger, he is.
But
He's
Billy
really-
is an idiot. I'm sorry, but Billy is an idiot.
But
'cause
even after everything, you know when it was in the penthouse?
he finally got caught and everything caught up with him, and he went to court, and then they released him on bail. This idiot comes out. He still had money because he hired out like a penthouse, invited some
Was it
random.
his money?
Yeah, well, we don't know. Hired some random guy to do another scam,
Yeah.
and they were targeting people that were meant to go to the Fyre Festival, saying we can get you this tickets for this price, that ticket. And the idiot, this is again, there was more footage because Billy says, oh,
Let's carry
from
on
one
recording.
thing I learned in my previous, like, whatever he's doing, oh, record everything. And I'm in my head, I'm like, no, surely you want to record less. You don't want anything to come against
Or
you.
don't record at all.
Oh,
because at the end of the day, you're not in a fine position to be recording anything. Not in a fine position to be even be in that penthouse, to be honest with you. Right?
I agree.
It's crazy. But guys, it is such a great watch. Do you know what? From start to finish, I watched it with my girlfriend. We loved it. It was brilliant. Big up, Andy, ledge. But yes, also big up Marianne.
Marianne's out there, man.
I know we said it before, but we have to say it again. Like, Rec Boys, from the Rec Boys, biggest respect to you for doing that. But guys, watch it. It is brilliant. Yeah, great watch.
Hey guys, Yas here. Click here to subscribe. Or if you want some more fun stuff, click there. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RecommendTV.